fellow dreamers, and welcome back to Dream Queen by Perla. So Cancer, Leo, Cusp, this is your weekly reading. Why does it have to start like that? It's like immediately like whoosh, a headache, and it's like, whoa, let's have a cup of tea. Vicks and tea for everything, right? Now let me stop. There is this this energy of like starting off the week with some type of disagreement with someone, whether it is a family member or a significant other or something like that. There's something that it just seems like a repeated pattern. Either it is that you're trying to set some boundaries with someone and somebody keeps on trying to overstep those boundaries, and whenever you stand up for yourself or you speak for yourself, it creates an argument. It creates unnecessary drama. And there was something that I posted yesterday on Facebook, my personal page, and it said, don't waste your time. What was it? No need to argue. Don't argue to prove your point. Because I feel that the more that you try to prove your point, or the more that you try to show somebody or let somebody know what your perspective is on something, the more the argument grows. So if you've set a boundary and you've said no to something, or you've said no to whatever, then you stick to it, right? And that's it. And there's no need to further explain yourself. There's no need to further argue. When you're done, and you walk away. Now, what happens usually within those situations is that the other person may feel that they won, or the other person may feel that they got to you, or that they whatever. And to be honest with you, that is completely irrelevant. So they may start boasting, oh, you know, so and so, I told them off and they stood quiet and this and this and that. And the reason for you to stay quiet is not because you are afraid of them or because they've won. It's because at the end of the day, what is the point of arguing with somebody that is unwilling to see anyone else's point of view, or even respect other people's boundaries? So with that being said, just refocus on making sure that you're keeping the boundaries that you set for yourself and the boundaries that you have set for others, right? So one of the things that there was this meme that I read once, and it was something about like people that put their phone on silent mode or do not disturb or whatever when they're sleeping don't care about anyone other than themselves. Well, sweetie, if you're sleeping, that's your time to rest, right? And it's not even that. It's like not everyone should have access to you just because they want to. Not everyone deserves to have access to you just because they want to, right? And needing to respect those boundaries within yourself, that if you say, you know what, tonight when I get home, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna read 20 minutes of this book because I really want to read it. Put your phone on do not disturb and read your book. Because that's the thing, we get so easily distracted. And I'm not saying that somebody doesn't need you, or somebody doesn't anything or anything like that, but you have to learn how to prioritize yourself, right? I always say this, right? My phone is on personal, do not disturb, whatever you want to call it, probably 90% of the time. Not because I'm trying to avoid the world. It's just because I have things that I have to do and I don't like being distracted while I'm doing that. I have specific phone numbers that are allowed to get through in case of emergencies. And that's about it. Now, anyone else, if it's an emergency, I have to believe, right? And this is the way that I live my life. If it's an emergency, it's going to get to me, right? Or the emergency is going to happen when I take my phone off do not disturb. Because if I am meant to help somebody, or I am meant to be there for somebody, for something that is an emergency or something that is very significant or specific in their life, then Spirit, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, is going to make sure that I am available for that person, right? There are times when I go and take a nap and I forget to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. And I would sleep an hour or two and my phone would not ring, no text, no anything. Because it's almost like that alignment that you have with the universe. Oh, okay, she's sleeping, she's resting, nothing is going to happen that's going to require her attention, right? And it's almost like, and I know that it may sound like crazy or bizarre to anybody that's hearing it, but that's how it really works, right? And it's almost that time where it's almost time for you to realize that it's okay for you to take your time for you. It is okay for you to take time for your hobbies, for the things that you want to do. And when you are done, when you are free, then that is the time that you can invest, or the time that you can help others. Alrighty, let's go ahead and see, because there's an energy here of somebody that has always done a lot for others, and then it's like you feel like you have no time for you, or you feel like you have no time to do the things that you want to do. So it's almost becoming draining. It's not necessarily that anybody's trying to steal your energy or somebody's trying to drain you or anything like that. You are doing it to yourself because you're not setting those boundaries, or you set them but you don't stick to them, right? You set them and it's like you'll do them for like a day or two, and then the next day it's just like, oh fuck it, like whatever, it is what it is. Like, oh, or you feel good for like that day or two that you have the boundaries, and then you drop your boundaries or you stop respecting them, and then everything starts to go to shit again. All right, so let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card, and we have it. So this can be your confirmation to the reading, your advice, or something that didn't come out in the reading that you need to be made aware. We have the apples. To taste, one must swallow it whole, and beneath the satin flame hides drowning water. You have to you have to give yourself the time and the attention that, first of all, that you crave, the time and the attention that you give to others, right? One simple thing, right? There are mornings when I wake up and I do not, like, for whatever the reason is, like, I just wake up and I do my little, my morning routine, and then it's like it's time to exercise, and I'm like, and like I'll start the exercise and I'm like thinking about like other things, right? Like, oh, I have to call so and so and this, and then it's like I stop myself and I'm like, can we focus? This is the time for your workout. This is the time for you. So snap the fuck out of it and get back on track. And then I'll put, I'll look through my workout playlist, and then I put that one song that gets me in that zone. And then I, go ahead and do it. So I'm not saying that it's not something that happens. It is about catching it when it does and kind of redirecting and honoring those boundaries, because you set those boundaries for a reason, right? Well, guys, that is all that I have for you for this week. As always, thank you for your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. Thank you to all of those that have been donating. It is greatly appreciated. And if you have not liked, share, or subscribed, I encourage you to do so. It helps with growing the channel, getting the video out there for more people, as well as keeping me accountable. For personal readings, all that information can be found down below in the description. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Mwah, I love you all. Bye-bye.